Hello everyone, welcome back. Smothered Run here once again with another matchup from the Shogunate Total War Tournament 2020. This is another first round matchup this time between Juli as the Sagara and Russki Blusski as the Shoni. We're here at Forest Gully. We have three key buildings. We have the farmhouse on this flank, we have the shrine in the middle, and over here, basically sitting right in front of Russki Blusski, is the sword dojo, and if they can grab that, definitely a superior advantage for them. I'll go through the army setups really quick. I've never played Russki Blusski, but this looks like an interesting army. We have 4 Yari Ashigaru up front. We have a Naginata Samurai on the flank. Katana Samurai over here, 2 Matchlocks, 2 Bow Samurai. These are Matchlock Ashigaru, yep. And fire rockets, we can only assume that there's at least another Naginata Samurai and maybe some cavalry probably hiding in here, I would hope. Now, I've faced Juli many times. I have one more against him than I have lost, but it's getting, that gap is narrowing because Juli is a pretty good player. His armies always favor skirmishing as long as possible, and then he'll engage and usually engage on his own terms, which can be extremely frustrating. So we have Yari Samurai on the flank to go capture the farmhouse. And Juli loves his katanas as well, so we have 2 Nodachis on the flank. We have a center line of 4 Katana Samurai. And then 2 more Nodachis on 2 more Nodachis on the flank. We'll see how well he uses them. I always like seeing people line them up on the flank and using them to engage on in the rear or the flanks. We have a Yari Samurai over here, and we have a Yari Cavalry and a Yari Cavalry. A Yari Samurai in the rear, and then another 3rd Yari Cavalry and a Bow Cav. So I'll start playing the recording, or the replay. Juli's moving up to capture the farmhouse. I'm going to double speed because not much is going to happen first. So, from what we can see, the cavalry engagement so far, or the cavalry side of the battle, will be in Juli's favor, just based on the fact that we can't see anything yet. From Russki Blusski, there comes a Naginata Samurai and 1 Katana, and then 2 Nodachis out of the woods. We knew there wasn't enough, and of course 2 Great Guard. So Juli is going to do what he can to push his advantage here. And you had to know it was coming. Definitely wasn't enough units yet. Russki Bluski's got 2 units of light cavalry hiding in the woods, and they are a great unit, especially when they can get a downhill charge. So I will just zoom over. I've watched this, I know what's going to happen, and I just want to make sure I don't miss it. I missed it the first 2 times I recorded this. Oh, so Juli's Bow Cavalry is going to be extremely important, and look what Russki Blusski does first. A rear charge right into that Bow Cavalry while Juli's attention is elsewhere.
Shame for this play!
And a rear charge into that Yari Cavalry to get some free shots. So good work. Probably, oh yes, and Juli's going to pull away. So, a tremendous amount of damage done. How many did Russki Blusski lose here? 1 there and 1 there. That is a really good, or sorry, so lost 6, 5 and 1. A really good trade. Russki Bluski's going to try to use the fire rockets. Juli is going to look at the skirmishing Juli is doing. Already in a couple volleys have taken down almost 20 men in those matchlocks, and will be starting to tear into the infantry as well. And Juli is very good about being selective with what he shoots. He doesn't necessarily leave his bow units on fire at will. He'll actually specifically target units, ones that'll help him turn the advantage in his favor. So Russki Blusski has his bows in the rear, which is a bad spot for them. So this is giving all kinds of chances for Juli to tear into the swords, to tear into the Ashigaru, which just means less and less bodies And even into the fire rockets, although they're not really going to hit anyone from there. Russki Blusski's trying to use the... he's killed 50 men with the fire rockets, but it's probably so far not the best. It's going to stack the cavalry for Juli over on the one side there. And start supporting with some spears. And going to force off the light cavalry. This is good. Not something you see every day, but Juli is actually sending a unit of Yari Samurai on ambush patrol. So, and they'll be fine on ambush patrol. There's not a lot that can beat them if they can get the drop on the enemy. But Warrior Monk's taking some beatings, but that's okay. I don't know if I was Juli, I think I know what he's doing here. He's deliberately putting a unit of Katana Samurai out as bait. I mean, Russki is doing a good job here, making sure to target the sword units, because that is definitely Juli's advantage, but Juli's not going to let this go on forever. Got a chance to charge into the matchlocks that are already under fire. It's flanking with some Yari Samurai. And those matchlocks don't even have a good field of fire. These are katanas. He's got one bonsai off. Good, well-timed bonsai. It's good work from Juli. It's okay using the Yari Samurai as bait for the matchlocks, bringing up a unit of Nodachis. I don't know why I would have retreated the Nodachis personally. Would have kept them charging. He's wasted a lot of time with his bonsai by pulling them back. But other than that, he's doing okay. And here's the rapid advance from the Yari Samurai to again force the matchlocks to move. Unfortunately for Russki Blusski, he's charged his cavalry right into those Yari Samurai and the Yari cavalry, so this is going pretty well. Over here, on this side of the battlefield, Russki Blusski is getting the better of Juli against that Great Guard. However, he's got a unit of Yari Samurai that'll come over and basically eat that Great Guard for breakfast. Unfortunately, they're only... Oh, they are running. Okay. They're on rapid advance. They'll be there shortly. As long as Juli's cavalry can hold out just long enough, and there we go. That Great Guard is going to get decimated by... Even if Juli loses his Yari Samurai, that Great Guard is going to get decimated. Battle over here is going okay. Juli's forced Russki Blusski to engage his general.
Shame for display!
Matchlocks are shooting into his general. Oh dear. That is never good. And he's got into the matchlocks. That problem's addressed. Juli's losing units over here, but that is okay because he's concentrated most of his forces in the center and is eating up the center here while the rest of his units slowly engage and chew through Russki Bluski's units. So I think so far this is going to be okay. I think Juli's going to pull this one out. Mostly due to the fact that the
running from the battlefield. Shame for display!
Matchlocks are shooting into their own men. This unity of Yari Samurai have just ruined the Great Guard, and they're making their way over to engage from that end, do a little hammer and anvil with some infantry. And Juli's bow is still skirmishing, doing their thing. And going to become a worthy sacrifice. These two units are no longer engaging the infantry. They're going to try to engage some bows, which is a benefit for Juli. Bit of a distraction. Put them in melee.
Our men
Good
are
work.
running from the battlefield. Shame for display!
Friendly fire. Friendly fire is a thing. That's what just routed that unit. So again, when you're using matchlocks, try to put them in front of your own guys so they're not shooting into them. And this will be the battle. Juli will take game 1. So I forgot to mention Forest Gully is my favorite map, largely because of what you saw right over here when Russki Blusski jumped out and hit Juli's bow cavalry from behind. So, both players did well in this, made a few mistakes, but for the most part did very well. I'm looking forward to game 2, so we'll see you in just a few moments. Hello everyone, we're welcome back. This is game 2 between Russki Blusski and Juli. We're at Floodplain. We have 3 key buildings here. We have the farmhouse again, the shrine in the middle, and the sword dojo. So same key buildings as last battle. I enjoy this map too, just because the amount of opportunity you have to sneak units through the trees. Won some pretty amazing battles here, lost some pretty amazing ones. So I'll go through Russki Bluski's army first. We have one matchlock Ashigaru that we can see, Naginata Samurai, a Yari Ashigaru, and a front line here of 1, 2, 3 Katana Samurai, and then 2 Nodachis in reserve, and bows in the rear. Not where I'd like to put them. We have some Naginata Warrior Monks in the rear, which is a good place for them because they don't have a lot of armor. We have fire rockets and some Naginata Samurai, and we can only assume there are more units hiding in the trees here. We also have 2 Yari Cavalry hiding, or sitting out in the open. Juli, big army here again. Start with the front line here. On the flank we have a Yari Samurai for building capture. And again, he's going to end up getting to capture the farmhouse. I'm sure he was thrilled. 2 Nodachis on the wings, because again, why mess with what works? 4 Katanas in the middle. 2 bows in the rear, but we know that they're bow monks and he's not going to leave them in the rear. Yari Samurai in the rear. 2 Nodachis on the flank. A Yari Samurai over here for building capture again, probably for the sword dojo, and 2 Yari Cavalry and Bow Cavalry. Over on this flank we have 2 Yari Cavalry. So I'm the same army from Juli, probably the same army from Russki Blusski. We'll start this up. And double speed because again, nothing is going to happen. There's the rapid advance from the Yari Samurai to get over and try to capture those buildings as quick as possible. More of the armies have been revealed. Still only see 1 matchlock though. I'm assuming there's something in hiding. If I was Juli, I would be expecting a trap, but look at how wide open this is. There's only 2 units of spears here. If Juli can get in there with some cavalry for some early action, might do fairly well. Protecting the matchlocks fairly well here, having a unit of Naginata Samurai. I'd prefer to have the Ashigaru with the matchlocks. Just a little bit easier to do the pike and shot. Oh, good volley. I mean, it did hit quite a few trees, but he just lost half his Yari Cavalry in that volley. That is a pretty good shot from those fire rockets. Not the greatest angle, just because of the trees, but still pretty good. 1 volley, get half a unit of cavalry, that's pretty good. So Juli's trying to capture the sword dojo before Russki Blusski, and for the most part it looks like he might actually get it. Leaving that unit of Yari Samurai out in the open to get absolutely wrecked, but this would be the time, since he's got a lot of units concentrated on that 1 unit of Yari Samurai. Good idea to move the Yaris out of the way. They're behind the building. They won't be shot as much. Juli's advancing. Quite a bit of open space. And with these spears being committed, Juli can actually get in and use his cavalry. Unfortunately, he's not using his bow cav. And
units, my lord.
his bow warrior monks are shooting through the trees and won't be getting as many kills. Here's some more cavalry. We knew there'd be more. Bonsai from some Nodachis. Yari cavalry is pinned down in melee, so that will be okay for these swords. Charge in. Unfortunately, they don't get a bonsai off, but that's not going to be a problem. Nodachis versus cavalry, and the cavalry standing still. Those Nodachis will absolutely wreck them. Over here we have Juli's lost his Yari Samurai, but he's managed to get through the units of Ashigaru and Spears. Oh, to the end. And engage the matchlocks. Bow cavalry at this point just looks to be a bit of bait. Sending these Nodachis over to engage from the rear. There's the bonsai. They'll get a flank charge. And again, this looks like Juli's got this one fairly well in hand. A good charge from the bows. Accidental melee, it looks like. And Juli's just running, once again, roughshod all over. Oh, charge into the... Oh, turns around. Nope, caught. Firing fire rockets close to your general. Always dangerous, always dangerous. The Nodachis have hit the fire rockets, so this battle is, again, firmly in Juli's hands. Russki Blusski did a...
Danger, my lord.
Russki Blusski has done a number of things fairly well, but Juli was able to just overwhelm in various areas. Again, force concentration. You can see one unit. He had 2 or 3, but he has 1 unit of swords over here tying up 2 units. He's going to tie up a third of Kisho ninjas, which basically got completely ignored and forgotten about. But he's got, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 6 units, 5 or 6 units there. His general's in the fight. He's got another few units here. What's that? Juli's got a Yari Samurai fighting a Nodachi. The Yari Samurai is going to be losing, but not for long. These bowmonks are, you can see their kill counts are basically useless in this battle based on where they were deployed. And here's a unit of Nodachis coming in from the rear to help out. Managed with those Kisho ninjas to rout a number of his own units, so
my lord,
that's a bit of an oops.
Victory will soon be yours.
But there we go, that's the battle. As soon as they find those ninjas that are hiding, that'll be the battle, and Juli will move on in the winner's bracket. Russki Blusski will drop down into the losers. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please make sure to check out Triple Z Hackers' YouTube page for more battle uploads. They'll be coming soon. And once again, this is all being hosted over at the Shogunate YouTube Discord server, so please check out the Shogunate YouTube channel, and we'll see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed.